Hi everybody, I'm Jason Kuttner, Fleet Manager here at Radford Racing School. Today we're going to be discussing PowerStop brakes. Here at Radford, we're the official racing school of Dodge SRT, and we have a whole fleet of Hellcats, Demons, and Demon 170s. We're here all day, every day, year-round, regardless of it being 50 degrees outside or 120. We're still doing all the same exercises and activities. As we're hucking these cars around, they're pretty heavy. They're over 4,000 pounds. We need to make sure that these cars are going to come to a stop. One of the only changes or upgrades that we make to the cars from factory are upgrading the rotors and pads. In unison, PowerStop's drilled and slotted rotor tied together with its track day pad provide an enormous amount of initial bite as well as longevity. Here at the school, we are head over heels in love with PowerStop's track day specific brake pad compound. There's a higher concentration of carbon fiber and metallic in the friction pad that helps give the car a lot more initial bite and also helps it with its longevity. So throughout the course of a day, we could have two different students in two different classes. One might actually use up an entire set of rotors and pads in a day. The other student might use up that same set by lunchtime. It's all dependent on the exercises and you as the driver. Long story short, PowerStop gives us peace of mind. We know that we've got the right equipment on the car to do what we need to do and go home safely.
Hi, Danny Bullock here, Chief Instructor at the Radford Racing School. You know, the PowerStop line of brake products that we use here are a huge benefit to the school. Today's environment on the racetrack, we ask a lot of our vehicles, and with the PowerStop line of brake products, it's a huge benefit for us to equip every vehicle here on the track with these brakes. We see a huge improvement in brake fade resistance, performance in general on the track, and an overall brake pedal feel over a factory brake set. OEM brake pads can sometimes have a tendency to get hot a little early, maybe start to experience some brake fade, where the PowerStop brake products, especially the track prep brake pads, they really are designed to perform in the harshest conditions out here on the racetrack. Hot weather, cold weather, everything in between. And we're just so glad to have them as a partner here at the Radford Racing School. And so when you see these cars being pushed to their limits, it's good to know that they've got a quality brake setup behind that pedal.
My name is Chuck Sundstrom. I am the General Manager here at Radford Racing School. Also, I get the honor of being the drag race instructor for our Demons and our Demon 170 drag racing course. So today we're going to talk a little bit about braking and what that involves in one of our cars during our classes with our students. You know, one thing we do is we put students in these cars and we run 130, 140, even 150 miles per hour in the quarter mile in these cars. And a very important factor of that is not only acceleration, teaching them how to drive those cars, but stopping those cars once you get to the end of the drag strip in a short distance. And one of the things we see with a stock brake pad and a stock brake rotor on a vehicle is we see a lot of issues with brake fade when we run these cars pass after pass. And the other big issue is warped rotors. You stop a car real hard from 150 miles an hour. Sometimes you do that once or twice, and all of a sudden you have brake fade and you have brake vibration from warped rotors. With our PowerStop brakes, we never experience that. We put these cars through the test time after time after time again. We've run these cars in as many as 20 passes in a row without shutting them off at 140 miles an hour with hard braking, come right back around, don't really give the cars time to cool off the brakes, and we never have any issues with that. The other thing we see, not only is the durability on the brake pads and the rotors, is the stopping distance. We don't see any brake grab, brake fade, and we see increased and decreased differences in the amount of area that it takes to come that car to a stop from those high mile per hour speeds.